If you are looking into buying cheap and safe FIFA coins, look no further than footcoinshop.net. They have the fastest service, an incredible loyalty reward system, and the best prices around. Use my creator code Inception when you sign up for your account and get a 5% discount with your order. Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Guys, today we have a new evolution. This evolution you're gonna have to take a look at for this video because there's actually, well, you could do this for a few cards, right? Some people really look into evolutions to get some specific upgrades, but this evolution, guys, has certain requirements for you to get cards that are very solid. Okay, so the evolution today is a new team of the year one. So I think it might be, is it a paid one? It is a paid one for today. So you have team of the year visionary this time, right? So team of the year visionary obviously has a lot of like the base improvements, right? So if you go and check out the base improvements from some of these cards, these are going to be like the top choices, right? These guys over here at the bottom, team of the year visionary. Now you can see that the upgrades on the card is going to be stat boost again, anticipate plus, which obviously is a very huge playstyle when it comes to possession based challenges. Okay, but the thing that I want to show you guys was actually this. So there's a Twitter account that I recently found, EAFC Best Evolutions, and sometimes they actually give some very good options. Now with these options, guys, you could see that you can get some very meta choices for cards that you are going to wait to expire, right? So I'm going to move my face cam here just so that you guys can see the description, right? So you could see that for the top 5 team of the year visionary evo options, you can go with Onana, Zaire Emery, Ito, Schloop, or Giulini, right? And the way to get these cards is that you claim the level 1 keep up. You don't claim the level 2 keep up. You let the keep up evo expire, start team of the year visionary evolution, claim level 2 keep up, and it's 175k to do. Schloop would just be team of the year visionary evolution for 100k. Now the reason why this is such a big deal is because you have players that have very good play styles to work with for a pretty low amount, right? 175k for a card like this, right? If you're obviously building some sort of like Bundesliga team, is really cool to work with because he has Jockey Plus as well as Anticipate Plus. And that would obviously be a really huge deal to work with. Now you have some of these other options here too that play in the center mid position, the CDM position, like Onana and Zaire Emery, who also get Jockey Plus and Anticipate. So these are really huge play styles to work with for cards that are going to provide you really good links for the most part, especially the Zaire Emery card, right? It's a card that on a Shadow Chemistry style will be pretty decent, playing potentially in the center mid position, but also maybe as like a sided center back as well, right? So just food for thought. Just wanted to check out some of those things. There's going to be a couple of cards here that people are definitely going to have to take a look at, because when you go to evolutions here, you will see that they don't show all of those options, right? Even if I were to go to the website like Easy SBC and I were to show all of this here, and I were to go to team of the year visionary, like you're only going to see like the direct improvements, right? Even if I were to go to Ito like this, it's not going to show you like, hey, this card's going to expire in a certain evolution, and it's actually going to give you a better version of a card, right? You see that this thing, playstyles wise, obviously he's going to get the Anticipate Plus because that's the main thing, right? But just food for thought when it comes to the specific cards that you can get evolutions wise that could expire and you can get something better. These are the options that you could potentially work with, right? So you get Schloop, you get Giulini. Giulini is actually a pretty decent one to get too, because she actually gives you the link to Diani, who's actually a very good card in this game, right? Leon, is Bacha from Leon? I think Bacha might be from Leon too, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you have a couple options here, right? So look into it. If you guys want to get some of these guys, you want the improvements to your squad, these are going to be the top tiers for sure, okay? Again, if you guys want to check out the Twitter account when it comes to improving some of your cards, this is going to be a pretty decent account to follow for those improvements. I don't think they have anything else here. Yeah, someone saw this thing, the Barcola. Nobody even knows how to upgrade that. Welcome to FIFA, I guess, you know. Okay, cool. So those are like the meta options. Some of the other options here that you're going to be able to see is going to be some players that obviously receive some pretty significant improvements for cards that play in specific leagues, right? So if you are building some sort of German team, you have a card like this, like Igel, not sure exactly how to pronounce his name, but he does have a 5-star weak foot, really huge variable to work with, while being someone that on a shadow chemistry style looks pretty decent, right? Low high work rates, really good pace stats, defensive stats is there. He has the 99 agility, 99 balance, 99 reactions, and 97 for composure. The ball control and the dribbling is not necessarily the most important thing. What's important is the play styles that the card offers. So as a center back, if you are building a German team, this guy should play like an absolute monster, right? Regular jockey. Look at all the defensive stuff that he has. Anticipate plus, block, jockey, slide tackle, bruiser. If this was a Portuguese player, I'd be freaking out right now, especially for a card that is a radioactive chemistry player, which is a huge W, okay? That's definitely going to be a card to look into. Bellegarde, going to be another option here. This one is going to be from the Like a Rock into a Team of the Year Visionary. Again, you get a pretty decent card here, right? Obviously, if you need the links to some Wolverhampton players, some French players that play in the Premier League, this card actually is well formatted for the most part. The only thing that he's going to be low on is going to be in the shooting department. So the role that he has to play in your team has to be a more defensive one, right? Or you play in a 4-3-2-1 and he's the card that you use on stay back while attacking cover center. Regular anticipate, or not regular, but anticipate plus being added to the card is definitely a plus. He also has relentless, bruiser to work with too. So again, for people who do want to go down this route and get some of these cards, it's definitely looking pretty solid there as well, right? Ito is going to be the option as well from the regular improvements, right? So from the rare gold into the evolutions into the Team of the Year Visionary, this is the type of card that you can get, right? It's interesting for a card like this because obviously with the shadow chemistry style, 98 acceleration, 98 for sprint speed, defensive stats are there as well. It definitely looks like a pretty decent card too, right? He's got the 4-star weak foot. He's a left-footed player as well, right? So it could be decent if you want to improve it just from this, right? Or more specifically this one, because not a lot of people are going to have the Team of the Year evolutions, to be honest with you. But the Team of the Year Visionary, just from this improvement, definitely a nice one. But again, the main one is going to be the improvement that you guys can actually see over here, where you can make it expire and you get 2 playstyle pluses, right? So that'll be the better option. What else we got here? We have Mainu, who gets a new card as well. For people who have done the Mainu card in different ways, this is going to be a cool card to get for the Manchester United team. I say cool, but at this point, meta-wise, the defensive stats is on the lower side, right? Because if he gets another evolution in the future, he probably loses the radioactive part of the card, right? But that part of the card is in a lower area. If you give him a shadow chemistry style, you boost the pace as well as the defense as much as possible. He's still kind of strangely formatted for the most part, right? He is high work rated, 5'9" as well, but he's kind of outdated, right? If he gets another improvement in the future, you no longer have the radioactive. However, the key thing here for a card like this is that he now has anticipate plus. So that's kind of like the whole variable of unlocking a card like that. Loftus-Cheek is kind of pointless to look into as of right now. Maybe he gets something in the future, but as of right now, it's pointless because this version exists. And this was a gameplay objective card who actually performs pretty decently in game, right? So some people still use that card for the specific chemistry links that they're looking for. Schloop, again, gets a pretty decent option from a direct improvement, right? So if you are the type of person who is a Newcastle fan, you give him a shadow chemistry style. I mean, technically speaking, you can actually use this card as a left back in your team, right? You'd line him up in the center mid CDM position, you switch him to the left back area. Maybe your left back could be played in the center mid position or something. It just depends on how you would rotate your team, because he looks more of a left back than anything else, because one, anticipate plus is a great playstyle to work with in the main defensive positions, but then playstyles wise, he also has rapid and stuff, right? He's a bigger guy at 5'10", right? Body type, I'm pretty sure it'd probably be like an average or something, right? Yeah, average is obviously very nice as well. So that would definitely be a card worth looking into. Some other cards here we have, mostly I would say is trolling, right? Like Mendy's obviously pretty popular too. Trolling wise, because he has 54 stamina, right? 54 stamina is really, really on the lower side. I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends because 54 is really low. It's kind of weird, actually, because he's controlled lengthy on a shadow, and that's obviously really good. Because 89 acceleration, 96 sprint speed, like it's pretty solid. You know, it's pretty solid because the lengthy again pushes the pace out of the card, offers extra physical because of the pace being pushed with the aggression, strength, and stuff, right? So, wouldn't necessarily be bad for people that want to go down this route. Maybe he gets one more improvement, but it's just the stamina. The stamina is just it's the key thing that like keeps it very, very low, you know? So that could be a problem if you want to obviously improve it to be something like that. We have some other options here. We get some pretty significant improvements, right? Like obviously there's going to be a bunch of different options that you could potentially work with, obviously. But let's see here. So we have Eric Garcia, who is not a card that plays for Barcelona anymore. So you would have to get this version, which is extinct. Yeah. If you can somehow get the Barcelona version, then you have a Barcelona center back who is a controlled lengthy player on a shadow chemistry style that has Anticipate Plus, which obviously is very nice, but he doesn't have any of the other play styles. But obviously, if you are a Barcelona fan, and you were lucky enough to actually get the non-rare version of the card, you get a pretty decent center back, right? For a pretty nice improvement. The Anticipate Plus is obviously nice, but he did have a regular Anticipate before as well. We have Foul here, who is a Barcelona player as well. Shadow chemistry style. His slide tackle is low, but the rest of it is not in a terrible area. Anticipate long ball pass, intercept, first touch, whipped pass. He has so much passing stuff, so it actually makes you want to use him as a CDM more than anything, unless controlled lengthy. See, that's interesting though, because controlled lengthy, it's a shame that his dribbling is not in a crazy area. It's actually not that bad, to be honest. He's a weird card. Low medium work rates. What is this? The thing is that he is controlled lengthy, and controlled lengthy on a 91 acceleration, 97 for sprint speed is actually really good. Passing stats, obviously a huge plus as well. If you use him in the fullback position, he can actually whip in a cross or something. It's not too bad. Regular whipped pass is still very, very good to work with. Anticipate plus with block as well. Not too bad. Fagioli is Anticipate plus, finesse shot, flare, press proven, Trivella. Shadow chemistry style would increase pace as well as defense. He is a controlled explosive player, so probably a card you would have to use in a more sentimental way, I would say, because the shooting is on the lower side, but you could technically use him as an actual CDM or center mid if you keep him on a stay back while attacking. Temeze has another card again, Centurion's box to box, eh? Yeah, right, dude. If someone actually used Centurion's box to box on this, they're absolutely crazy. They're crazy. Shadow chemistry style makes the card and puts the card at a pretty decent area. McKenny as well, 89 rated for him, 81 for pace. Shadow chemistry style makes him a controlled lengthy player, so pace will be pushed out of the card. You could technically use him as a CDM, not too bad. This is mainly a card to get if you are building some sort of like American team, I would say. If you're building an American team, he's actually set up pretty decently, right? Playstyles, Anticipate plus, and long throw. Doesn't have too many playstyles, but again, if you're working with that sort of squad, can't really go wrong with that. We have these guys here, right? Like Lavia, who gets an improvement. Shadow chemistry style, 90 acceleration, 87 for sprint speed, 4-star weak foot. Defensive stats massively increased, 5'11", medium high. Definitely looks really nice too. Physical stats are there. Playstyles, it's mainly in Anticipate plus. So when you're manually defending, it's nice, but it doesn't have like intercept or anything like that. But obviously, the defensive stuff could still be compensated pretty nicely. Mainu, João Gomes, Lalana. There's a few cards here that could be okay. Gomez actually gets a card. Oberdorf, João Gomes, another Oberdorf. Are they brother and sister? Maybe they are. Who knows? Who knows? Marvel, Real Madrid player. Marvel? Never seen this guy before. Must be from the academy, I guess. Mostly lengthy, shadow chemistry style, center back position. He gets 90 acceleration, 90 for sprint speed, defensive stats. Still very low on the card. Maybe he himself would improve this card. Never know what could be done in the future, right? But as far as I'm concerned, that's pretty much it from the ones that are trending for the most part. A lot of the cards can definitely be sentimental value again, but I think the main thing that I wanted to bring up was definitely this picture right here, right? So make sure to check out the individual evolutions that you can claim to make some really, really good cards, okay? So hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.